Hey everyone, welcome into the Father-Son Football Fanatics podcast. We're glad you're with us today. We've got a good show for you today. Some cool things coming up. We've got some Would You Rathers, taking a little bit of a different approach on it this time, so I think you'll like it. And then we've also got Super Bowl predictions. It's going to be a great show, so stick around.
News. We haven't had much lately, but we have a little bit coming into this episode. So, newly information that Kyler Murray might not play for the Cardinals this season. And I don't have it pulled up here, so you have all the news over there.
Well,
I don't have any right here.
There's not a lot of details on that one. Really, it just kind of came out today, and we've known there's been a little bit of animosity there with Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. But it just kind of came out today that there's some just some murmurings of him not playing if he doesn't get a new contract. So we'll bring more details on that when we have some more. But speaking of the Cardinals, they did go out and sign A.J. Green to another 1-year extension.
Who knows if he's even going to play?
I mean, he played last year, and he did okay.
He almost got 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't... If you watched him, it didn't seem like he was doing that well, but he did okay.
We didn't watch him.
With them losing Christian Kirk, they had to secure somebody, and he is better than most of the talent that's left on free agent pools. So... another piece of news. Sammy Watkins going to the Green Bay Packers. Don't know if this is going to be much of an impact, but maybe. Yeah. You never know. Yeah, 1 year, $4 million contract to the Packers. The Packers needed somebody bad. I don't know that Sammy Watkins is the answer, but they needed a receiver, period. So they grabbed
Aaron Rodgers last year. I'm kidding.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, I'm just kidding.
Other than that, really one more piece of news. Geno Smith re-signs a 1-year, $7 million
You forgot
contract.
about something. Derek Carr got an extension on his contract. 3 years. A lot of money.
I did forget about that. 3 year, I think it was $135 million. Basically makes him like the 5th highest paid quarterback.
Does he deserve it?
No. I mean, no, but look at the quarterback market. Who else are you going to get? And if you wait till next year or the year after to sign him to another extension, you're going to pay even more. So I think what they were trying to do is just get him at the cheapest rate that they could kind of get him at the time. So he'll be there for another 3 years. He's got Devontae Adams. It's kind of a scary
team
now.
He's not in my Super Bowl prediction. They're not in my Super Bowl prediction.
They went to the playoffs last year.
I say they can easily go back, especially with a new and improved team.
They've still got Josh Jacobs, who's a good running back. Darren Waller, who was not really playing a whole lot last year. And now they've got Devontae Adams. And they still have Hunter Renfrow. So it's kind of a team to watch, really. But yeah, Geno Smith re-signs a 1-year deal to Seahawks for $7 million. That tells me he's their starter. You're not going to pay your backup that much if the other guy that you have on the roster is Drew Lock. So I think they're probably going to run with Geno Smith for a year, try to tank, and maybe get somebody better next year. But that pretty much wraps up the news we have today. So now, you want to tell them what we're getting ready to get into?
The Would You Rather!
Would you rather? Would you rather? These are interesting to me. I like these. We're going to get right into ours.
I'll go first.
You're going to start us off after you get you a drink there.
So, I have a good one. I don't know if I'm going to start from my top. Yeah, I will. So, would you rather take Jonathan Taylor, the first pick of the draft, or take Ezekiel Elliott, the first pick of the second round?
So Jonathan Taylor, first pick of the draft, or Ezekiel Elliott. In a snake draft, Zeke would be the last pick of the second round. Is that what you're saying?
No, the first pick of the second round, because I'm saying we're not playing a snake draft.
Okay, so not a snake draft, just a regular draft. Okay, so either first pick of the first or first pick of the second. I'm gonna go Jonathan Taylor, first
Me
pick
too.
of the first.
I know, but I'm gonna do that same thing. It's just I'm cold. I'm really cold. but yeah,
Somebody, producers, turn the heat up back there. Would you turn the heat up?
we don't have producers.
Oh yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
Don't give away our secret. You're always giving away our secrets. Come on. All right. So why would you take Jonathan Taylor over Zeke in the second round?
Because Zeke fumbles a lot, and Jonathan Taylor, he has nobody. He has no team. Like he is the offense for them. And I guess they have Michael Pittman, but that's about it on their offense. I mean,
I just think it's a no-brainer. I think no matter what draft you're in, if the people drafting know what they're doing, Jonathan Taylor's first off the board. I just don't see any way around it.
I could say Derrick Henry as well.
I mean, you could argue that, but you know, Derrick Henry's getting older. He's coming off of that Jones fracture in his foot. Is he going to be the same beast that he has been in the past?
I mean, he didn't show
probably.
it. He didn't show it against the Bengals.
No, he didn't. But he had just come off that injury.
Yeah, do your one now. Do your one.
Okay. So, my first one is, would you rather have on your fantasy team Najee Harris next year with Mitch Trubisky as his quarterback, or James Conner next year? So, Najee Harris or James Conner?
Now, we forgot to tell you, we haven't looked at these. This is random. So we were just doing 2, but we had to put 3 because we were afraid that we're going to put the same one.
Yeah, he doesn't know what mine are, and I don't know what his are. So we're kind of just off the top of our head going here. So
Okay, so
Najee Harris or James Conner?
you got to think, though, Kyler Murray might not be there next year in Arizona.
I think the Cardinals
They won't
do
allow
whatever it takes to keep Kyler Murray. It's either that or end up with Baker Mayfield.
Can I get a jacket?
Just to put it into perspective, Najee Harris finished 4th overall in running backs last year.
James Conner got like
Conner
5th.
finished 5th.
And he didn't play the entire year either. And he
No.
had Chase Edmonds to go against. I'm going to pick James Conner.
Really? Okay.
Yes, I'm going to pick James Conner.
That's a tough one for me.
It was a very tough one for me too, but
I think I would go with Najee just because he's gonna be a very key part of that offense.
he didn't fumble last year, but
I think he finds the end zone more than he did last year. I think the volume's going to be there. He's going to get handoffs. He's going to get passes. He's going to be part of the offense.
I agree with you, but
And James Conner, the one thing that makes me think James Conner's going to take a step back is he ended up with, I think it was 20 total touchdowns last year. I'd have to look at the stats, but I'm pretty sure it's 15 rushing touchdowns and 5 receiving touchdowns. He's not going to do that again. I mean, it's a lot of that you got to think DeAndre Hopkins was out injured.
Yeah, but he's going to
So
get injured
somebody had to take that. That would have gone to DeAndre Hopkins had he been on the field. But since he wasn't, they had to change their game plan. They had to use James Conner.
again. And it worked, so they're going to do it again.
And it worked, but James Conner historically does not play the whole season. When he was in Pittsburgh, he didn't play the whole season. He was injury prone. So I just think roll the dice with Najee. I think you can have a higher potential with him over James Conner.
Maybe.
What's your next one?
Would you rather, on your team, on your fantasy team, have Alvin Kamara or Dalvin Cook?
I've got to go Dalvin Cook. And,
I'm going with Kamara.
Here's why. Alvin Kamara is on a team that is going down like the Titanic. It's a sinking ship, in my opinion. And if they don't go out and get some talent to help that offense, he cannot carry the workload by himself, and he proved that last year.
He can. He can. And if Michael Thomas plays, he's not by himself. I'm just saying because Alvin Kamara did better than Dalvin Cook last year.
It depends. It also depends to me on who the quarterback is. If it's Jameis, which all signs point to Jameis being the starter as of now. If it's Jameis, Alvin Kamara is probably not going to be as great as he has been in the past. Last year he wasn't great with Jameis. Jameis is not a check down quarterback. Jameis is going to bomb it down the field for an interception, or he's going to scramble out of the pocket and throw a bad pass. I mean, that's Jameis's game plan. If Andy Dalton beats him out for the starting role, then I think Alvin Kamara becomes a different option to me, because I think they'll rely on the run to open up the pass game, and Andy Dalton is more likely to check it down to the running back than Jameis Winston is. So I could see that working a little better for him. But Dalvin Cook is he's younger. He's got a better team around him. He's him finishing number 15 last year was a fluke.
I know.
It's not going to happen again.
And I traded you for like a lot of people for him, and he got like 3 points every game. I'm talking fantasy wise. I'm not even talking like if you have a better team around you, you're gonna do worse because you got a better team around you.
Well, no. What I mean is, he's got better. The overall team helps open up his game. That whole offense runs. It is Dalvin Cook's offense, but he's also got Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen to take the pressure off. So they don't always know it's going to be a run, so they have to defend those other things too, which opens it up for him to more easily get the ball. So my next one. This one's a tricky one in my opinion. I struggle with who to choose in this one, but would you rather have Damian Harris or David Montgomery? Damian Harris came out last year, performed really well, ended up running back number 8
I know who I'm going
in fantasy.
Pick.
David Montgomery missed about 4 games with an injury, and then once he was back from the injury, still was kind of iffy, for a game or two, so he wasn't 100%. He ended up running back number 20.
I already know who I'm going to pick.
Who do you pick?
I'm picking Damian Harris.
Damian Harris?
He's got a better team around him. Younger team around him.
And his quarterback isn't Justin Fields.
Justin Fields isn't that bad.
Justin Fields did not do the Bears any favors last year.
Well, rookies Rookies choke.
I hope Justin Fields takes a step forward this year because I like him and I really liked him at Ohio State. And I would love for an Ohio State quarterback to finally do well in the NFL because it just hasn't happened yet. But it's still tough for me. My gut tells me David Montgomery's going to do better this year. Damian Harris has competition in the backfield that David Montgomery doesn't. Damian Harris has other guys kind of competing for that job, and David Montgomery he's the man. I mean, he's the guy. So I think I'd go David Montgomery.
Why do we always have to disagree on stuff?
Not everything.
I have a good one for my last one.
You want to do your last one then?
Yes, I do.
Okay, here we go.
Would you rather have Derrick Henry on your team or Jonathan Taylor on your team?
The reality is you can't go wrong either way. I mean, I'm probably going to go with Jonathan Taylor just because of the age and the potential is
We're
there.
not talking about dynasty teams. We're talking about your one-year team.
I know. I think I wouldn't be disappointed either way. Jonathan Taylor has more potential, I think, to do better. But Derrick Henry's going to just demolish people.
I'm going with Derrick Henry because Derrick Henry last year had like 100 points. Or no, not even 100 points. Like almost 200 points in like 9 games. Or however long he played. Like, he had like 200 points. And then Jonathan Taylor, I feel like he will do you good in the...
Derrick Henry had 175 points in 8 games.
See? 200 points basically in 8
Jonathan
games.
Taylor had 333 points in 17 games.
If you do the math, another 8 games for Derrick Henry. Wait, what's the math?
That'd be 350.
He already had 350!
So he was definitely...
And he had one more game to play!
I mean, like I said, you're going to have a good one with Derrick Henry. So first pick. You are number 1, ready to draft. That clock starts. You're taking Derrick Henry first pick.
I'm not talking about draft. I'm talking... Yeah, I would.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay. Over Jonathan Taylor, over Christian McCaffrey.
The Glass? The Glass Man?
Okay. All right. I think I'd still pick Jonathan Taylor, but here's the thing. You can't go wrong either way. Then the first pick's going to go to one of those guys. The second pick's going to go to the other one. And, that's that. And both teams are going to be happy unless there's an injury.
175 points in 8 games.
Yeah. He was
Double those games.
He was an
350.
absolute monster.
And then play one more when he's averaging about 25.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been 375 points. It would have been a monster year for sure.
Wait, how much was he actually averaging a game?
He was averaging 22 points a game.
So 372 points on the season, and then just calculating basically. And then Jonathan Taylor 333 and played every game, and Derrick Henry only played 8. It's okay though. I'm not gonna agree with you, but
it makes total sense. All right, well that wraps up our Would You Rathers.
Now let's go on to Super Bowl predictions.
Super Bowl predictions.
There's so many teams in the NFL, about 32, right? Yeah, there's 32. But
roughly, give or take none.
But so you got the AFC and the NFC. My opinion, AFC is better. But no saying until next year. But so in the AFC, Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, Panthers in the AFC. Wait, are
Raiders.
Raiders,
Chargers,
Broncos, Chiefs, Bills, Raiders, Broncos, all those teams.
the Colts, the Titans, the Bengals, the other
Bills.
teams in our division, the Patriots, the Dolphins,
The Dolphins.
with newly acquired Tyreek Hill.
Okay, but let's just cut to the chase really quick. So my Super Bowl predictions are, well, one of them I think is on this table. Yes, they are. One of them is on this table. Can you guess? Put it in the comments down below. Can you guess which one of these teams are going to the Super Bowl?
If you don't know what they are, we've got the Seahawks, the Cowboys, the Bills,
the Chiefs, the Bengals, Cardinals, Packers, and Eagles. Now, let's just take out the Eagles. They don't matter. And maybe take out the Seahawks too. And maybe the Cowboys too.
No, the Cowboys I think are in contention for sure. What are you doing? Messing up the whole set.
Yeah, but that's who I think is going to the Super Bowl right there in the AFC.
AFC. So, actually, I agree. I actually picked the Buffalo Bills for mine too. They've got a good quarterback. They've got good receivers.
Copying me?
I'm trying not to. I don't want to copy.
We
you,
actually don't know.
I mean-
we didn't know who were the Super Bowl predictions.
My second one would be the Bengals, but I think
Bengals all day.
I'm gonna, for the sake of predictions, say the Bills. Now the NFC. The NFC, the teams are not as good. You've got teams like the Eagles, the Giants, the Commanders, the Bears, the Lions, the Saints, the Falcons, the Panthers, the Seahawks, the 49ers. A bunch of teams that I don't think have the talent or the capability to get there. But who I think is going from the NFC are the Vikings.
I don't agree. I agree with the 49ers.
You think the 49ers?
49ers are going, they're going to win it all. Wait, no. The Bills are going to win it all. But if the Bills don't make it, the Bengals are going to win it all. That's just how I believe. And then my second pick for the NFC, the Bucks. You know, good team. They've got potential, but
I would go with the Bucks if I had to pick a second team as well.
there you go.
But I think the Buffalo Bills versus the Minnesota Vikings.
Bills versus 49ers.
You think the Bills versus the 49ers?
The 49ers are just such a good team, in my opinion. My opinion, though. It's not, it might be too good to be true.
You know what, though? We'll see. We'll see when the season starts. We'll see how they start playing. You never know. You could be right.
Well, that's probably it for the podcast, but I do have one thing I want to show them.
Okay, one thing to show them.
So, we got this new puppy, right? His name is Chase. And he is right there. On my screen, right there.
We named him Chase.
After Jamar Chase,
After Jamar
obviously.
Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals. Number 1 on our team and number 1 in our hearts.
And number 1 on our puppies.
Yeah. But that's going to do it for our podcast today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe,
Turn on
the
post
notifications.
Comment down below still and say if you liked our podcast. If you watched to the end of our podcast, say it in the comments down below. Say something like,
Shout out Super Bowl predictions.
yeah, shout out Super Bowl predictions or something like that. Super Bowl predictions are awesome. And if you agree or disagree with our Super Bowl predictions, and we are out. Peace.